Trying to do Hedwig's theme, but it didn't really go all that well. Sup? It's Briximus Prime again, back for another unboxing live stream, and today I've got another package from Big Bad Toy Store, and for my own sake, I've removed the packaging label from this from the box, so I don't accidentally dox myself. But here we are, and I've got my knife, so I can open that up. And then I've got a bunch of comics I wanted to show off that I got recently. And then, oh yeah, I wanted to go over what I should review next. So for anyone who may be joining in the live stream, hopefully Firewall or basically anybody, I'm going to show off everything that I want to review in the next couple of, in the coming weeks. I want to show some of the stuff I want to review, and I wanted to get an opinion on what I should review next. And there was some, I'm just posting a link. Oh, Arnav, hello there. General Kenobi, how are you? I see you are, you decided to join in. I'm just trying to send a link to the stream through Instagram for anyone who might want to join. Firewall! Finally, I knew he was going to. I knew you were going to show up. Sup, Firewall? How's it going? What the heck is this? Oh, never mind. Anyway, trying to go into the DMs to send a link for everyone to join in for those who want to. I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good, in case you were wondering. So, first order of business, I guess we'll go over some of the comics. Oh, that's not good, Firewall. Well, I hope this live stream helps improve your mood even just a little bit. That centered on me. Going over the comic books that I got. Yeah, I'll just go through the ones I'm not as excited about, and I'll build up to the ones that I'm really excited about. I got this. This was part of a multi-pack of comics. This is a part of a sub-series called Darkhold. It's a Black Bolt spin-off comic. And apparently this is a exclusive variant cover. So that looks pretty interesting. And I just barely saw on the back they have an ad for that Iron Man watch. You know, for anyone who has money. So, got that Black Bolt comic. Then there's this Avengers Forever first issue. I have no idea what this is about, but looks interesting. And I just saw on the back they have an ad for Lego Mandalorian stuff. Pretty sick. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at this one. Apparently, it's a bunch of Avengers assembling from across the multiverse. So, sounds pretty cool. I recognize some faces on this cover, and I don't recognize some other faces on here. So that'll be an interesting read. Yes, Black Bolt has a mouth here. And then this is the one I'm really excited about from the Marvel stuff. This is the Marvel's Ghost Rider. That one looks really dang cool. I mean, look at that. I can't... Hang on. Who's the guy that did the artwork? Who did the art for this? Who did the art for this? Tell me. No, tell me who did the art for this. Fine, I'm going to find out who did the art on this comic. Won't say. Well, anyway, his signature is right there. To that guy. Whoever did this cover art, Thank you very much. I really like the way how it looks. Now, getting into the before we get into the Transformer comics, I did want to show off. I did also pick up some more Spawn comics from Image. I saw that in the comic book shop they did they reissued the first issue of Spawn, like the first ever issue of Spawn that came out back in the 90s. And I decided to pick it up because it was only $1, as you can see. So I picked that up. It's just nice to have a first issue of Spawn, even if it's not the original. It's still nice to have it. The art is credited. It just has the artist's signature on it. I just can't really read the cursive because it's a little too small. Yeah, Nick Cage Ghost Rider is not that bad. But yeah, Spawn. And then my all-time favorite from Image Comics, Jaws Prime Production. What's up? And then I picked up issue 3 of Gunslinger Spawn. I still need issue number 2, but I've been finding a lot of the issues for Gunslinger. I just need to find the second issue. Yeah, looks pretty good. I like Gunslinger. Gunslinger is who got me into Spawn, so I've been reading his comics. Maybe picking up some comic book drawn in a really manga style. Have I read it? Oh, yeah, that's right. It was called Kaiju number 8. No, I haven't read it yet, but it does look interesting. Yeah, it was called Kaiju 8. Kaiju number 8. So that'll be pretty interesting. Animid. And then getting into the Transformers comics. I only picked up 2 this time because I'm kind of trying to hold back on buying comics until I've read all the ones that I've already got. And actually, wait, before we get into the Transformer ones, I forgot a Marvel comic to show off. I completely forgot. I also picked up this. I forgot because this is not a single issue. This is like a full-on like graphic novel set, like a volume. This one looks pretty interesting. I mean, it's Venom and Carnage. How can you go wrong with Venom and Carnage? Looks pretty dang sweet, I would say so. And the art here also looks really good. Venom 1, Venom 2, Venom 2. Oh, heck yeah. Nice. But yeah, you get the idea. Very nice comic. Yeah. Setup looks awesome. Thanks, Arnav. I've had this set up for a little while, but not too long on live stream format. Anyway, now getting into the Transformers. How expensive are comic volumes usually? Depending on how thick they are, you can kind of tell. When you pick up a comic volume, you can tell how expensive they'll be. If it's like really thick or it's like this thick, like there was a Spawn one that I saw that was like this thick. It was like $60 because it had like over like 100 comics in it. But then there's volumes like that one I just showed you with Carnage and Venom, and that one's like $13. So like sometimes they can range between like $15 to like 20, depending on how thick they are, because depending on how many comics are in a volume. But anyway, getting into the Transformers comics, my comic shop has too many of these, and they've been trying to find someone to sell them to. They can't seem to get rid of them. So I decided to pick one up since, just to kind of buy something. I bought the last year's, the 2021 annual Transformers Halloween issue. Has something to do with Starscream. I don't know the specific story behind this, so it'll be an interesting read, but this is the old 2021 Halloween issue. As you can see, it does say 2021 right there on the side. So there is that. I got that Halloween issue. The one thing I like about manga over comics, because their graphic novels are more straight up books in thickness than just looking like magazines. Yeah, some of them look more like magazines. And some of them actually are magazines, because when you're reading through them, there are ads in them. Like there are ads in comic books. Not so much in Image or IDW. I barely ever see any ads unless it's at the very end advertising other comic series. But most of the time, I never see any ads unless it's in the Marvel or DC comics. I see a lot of ads in Marvel and DC. And then, what was the other? Oh, yeah. So anyway, Halloween. Picked up Transformers Halloween. And then I also picked up, and I've read this one already, but this is the Transformers Last Bot Standing. I did a picture of this on my Instagram with a custom styled hot rod, or I took the Rodimus figure. But yeah, this series is really interesting, and the next couple issues are going to be coming out this next month in June. So I'm going to be picking up all of the comics for this series. Oh yeah, that was the other series I forgot to show off. Give me a second. I almost completely forgot about this because I already read through it and I already kind of went through it, but I can't find it right now. But I picked up all of the issues of King Grimlock. I got all of King Grimlock. And it was a really good series. It has 6 issues in total, and I read all 6. And they're really good. Or was it 5? No, it's 5. It has 5 total issues. I read all 5. And King Grimlock was a good series. And then I also got the Marvel Encyclopedia. It's a thick encyclopedia, just chock full of characters in it. So, like, for example, I just happened to open up to a page that has the Incredible Hulk stuff, and it has so much information in it on multiple characters. The only problem is I got this from my brother, and it is the incomplete version. I might try to buy the most updated version. This one is updated from 2014. So a lot of the stuff in here is kind of outdated. Like, there's been so much stuff since 2014. So I probably should get that new encyclopedia. But while we're here, just because I'm really curious, let's see if we can find Gore the God Butcher in here. Can you show to the camera the manga-styled comic, if that's all right? Sure, just give me a second. I want to find Gore the God Butcher in here, because since I know a little bit of information about Gore the God Butcher from who's going to be appearing in Thor: Love and Thunder, but I want to know more about him. I want to see if this can provide any additional information that I may not know. Oh, there's Green Goblin. That's not who I'm looking for. I'm in the G's. Jean Grey. Good. I think I passed it. Yeah, I passed it. Ah! Found him. There he is. Right up there. I'm just going to skim over this really fast. This gives the basic description, and then when you go to further slain, the God which is surviving strong time. He later plucked Thor from 3 different ages and forced them to construct a bomb that would destroy the gods throughout time and space. Then all the threatened gods prayed to Thor. However, Thor was able to stop the bomb and slay Gore. Gore is nearly immortal and has superhuman strength, endurance, and durability. He can also manipulate darkness and fashion it into solid objects. Fascinating. Why did it overexpose me? Let me see if I can find that comic book. It was a comic book that was available during Free Comic Book Day. Let's see, is this it? This is it. There it is. This one. Right? This was the one. Kaiju number 8. Kaiju 8. 1 of 2. Anyway. And then it, opens up backwards like a manga, and it's all black and white. just like a manga. Looks pretty interesting. Apparently, it's about a kid who's able to transform into a kaiju, I guess. Kind of like a devil man type thing, but instead of turning into devil man, he turns into a kaiju. Yeah, there it is. As you can see, free comic book day. That's where I got it. Yeah, it looks like an interesting run of comics. Though I am into kaiju, which is the main reason why I picked it up. So, yeah, there it is. Haven't gone through some of these other comics yet, but they look like interesting reads. Anyway, now let's get right. Let's see. Yep, 16 minutes. Let's get on in to the package. Before I start opening it, I want to know, does anyone have any guesses as to what's in here? Obviously, from the title of this live stream, you know it's a Transformers unboxing, so guess away. Who wrote it? I don't know. I honestly do not know. It says here, story and art by Naoya Masumoto. Masumoto? Stop exposing me so much. Jeez, what is wrong with you? It's made by Viz. And then, yeah, story by Naoya Matusomo. Let me just show his name right there. Focus. There we go. It even has a thing on the very back. It even has a thing on the very back that even explains how to read manga. It says, this comic book reads from right to left. In keeping with the original Japanese format, this comic book reads from right to left. So action, sound effects, and word balloons are completely reversed compared to the traditional Western comics. This preserves the orientation of the original artwork. Check out the diagram to the left, and it has a little diagram showing you like which order to read it in. I'm like, all right. I guess they do have to have that on the back, because if you're someone who's new to anime and like if you're new to this style of comic, like if you're new to this style, then I guess you kind of need it. But obviously, I don't. But yeah, there you go. I mean, this is my first ever manga style book. Comic, actually, no, that's a lie. Technically, my first manga book thingy is this. Technically, this was my first manga. This is that little manga booklet they handed out at the My Hero movie, the third movie. They handed these out, and I was really happy to pick one of these up, throw it right into the comic book collection, and again, reads from right to left instead of left to right. And technically, this is my first manga, but it's not actually a manga. It's a kind of behind the scenes look at the movie, and then they have a really short manga thing at the very end of the book. But honestly, it's nothing. Technically, it is. That's my first manga thing, but doesn't matter. But yeah, if everyone's gonna start reading manga at some point, might as well show them how to. Anyway, anyone got any guesses as to what's in here? Transformers. It's Transformers as based on the title of the video. So what are some of your Transformer guesses as to what's in here? It's a newer figure, not an older one. I'll say that. It is a newer figure. And it's not really a figure that I've been like super duper looking forward to, but it definitely is a cool figure. No, it's not Legacy. It's not legacy related. That should narrow it down quite a bit for you guys. Yeah, it's not really a figure I've been like super duper looking forward to, but it is definitely a figure worth taking a look at. I definitely have been. I did want this figure, just not as much as some other figures. I mean, it's not like this figure is Legacy Blitzwing or anything like that. Still kind of jealous that JJ Prime already got Legacy Blitzwing. Ugh. But yeah, this figure, I've not really seen a lot of people talking about this figure since it got revealed. And as far as I know, the only person who's reviewed this figure on YouTube so far has been the only figure who's reviewed this so far. The only person who's reviewed this figure so far is Prime versus Prime. That actually is really slick looking packaging. Plus, it's like mint sealed. It smells like it came from a factory. Must have came right from Vietnam. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot officially licensed product. Interesting. It's got the background. Interesting. Huh. Anyway, this is a Transformers Studio Series figure. Again, I've not really seen a lot of people talking about this figure. For some reason, not a lot of people were really talking about it, and I was wondering why. But then again, it is just a repaint of an already existing figure. But it's the Studio Series Deluxe Class Nest Bumblebee. Yeah, that one repaint of the off-road Bumblebee that's in that Nest colors where it's like the gray. And I didn't realize it comes with a Sam Witwicky minifigure. I didn't know that. But yeah, for some reason, a lot of people have been talking about this figure. He's number 77 in the Studio Series. He's based on concept art for the Bumblebee movie, where Bumblebee was going to work with Nest, but obviously they dropped a lot of that Michael Bay stuff in the movie. And so, but anyway, and I missed out on the original yellow Jeep off-road Bumblebee, and so I thought this will be my second chance to get it. And this figure kind of reminds me of that. Kind of reminds me of those old repaints we used to get back in the day, like during Dark of the Moon and Revenge of the Fallen. They'd repaint figures where it's like, here's Bone Crusher, and then here's Jungle Bone Crusher, and it's just Bone Crusher, but in like a green, like jungle camo color scheme. Or like, here's Brawl, and then here's Desert Brawl, and it's Brawl in that desert camo. Like, and then there's like Stealth Force Bumblebee, and instead of Bumblebee where it's yellow with the black stripes, it's black with yellow stripes. Like, you know what I mean? Like those weird, like, you know, those weird figure, like repaints that we used to get of characters where they were repaints, but they weren't like brand new characters. They were repaints of existing characters just in like upgraded, modified forms. And I thought this Bumblebee looked interesting. And again, I missed out on that original Off-Road B, and I actually like how this one looks better than the other one. So I'm really interested to actually let's open him up right now. Circling back to comics again, please try and pick up IDW's Godzilla in Hell run. I'll look into it for sure. I have been thinking about getting into Godzilla comics because I've seen a lot of them around. My only problem is I'm worried that in some of the comics, they're going to focus on some of the side characters and not Godzilla, just like in the movies. Let's take a look at this figure. But yeah, also to my knowledge, not a lot of people actually have this figure. Ugh. Don't damage the figure. Look at this big old knife. I'm trying not to cut Bumblebee with it as I'm trying to cut his plastic twisty ties. Actually, that one I don't need to cut. I could just pull him right out of there without having to cut that one. Come on. Jeez. What is with this freaking twisty tie? This one's like impossible to get off. Jeez. Anyway, there's the very minimally painted Sam Witwicky figure. If it'll focus him. Focus him. Oh my goodness. There we go. Jeez. Was it that hard? Jeez, I hate this freaking camera. The other reason why I think this B looks better than that original one is because it makes the Jeep actually look like a disguised form. Where the other one, it was just kind of a funny joke. Like, oh, he turns into a bright yellow Jeep. Like, it was kind of redundant. Like, why would he Bumblebee really just needed that vehicle mode just so he could get away. It wasn't really a vehicle mode to disguise himself in, because it's like, who has a Jeep that's bright yellow, and it's like a military Jeep that's bright yellow? Anyway, and then he's got this gun accessory. There we go. Put my knife away, if it will. So yeah, we got a human figurine, Sam Witwicky. We've got a little gun, and then we got Bumblebee himself. And he looks pretty good, I'd say. Got some nice dark gray, moments of dark gray on him. That looks a little weird. That looks a little... Hang on, what the heck is this? This has a rubber band on it. What the heck is this? Okay, there we go. Yeah, he's a nice little figure. The Bumblebee is just all done in this nice gunmetal gray coloring. If it will focus him. Come on. Focus B. Focus him. Focus him, camera. Focus him! Oh, man. Focus the Bumblebee. Focus the bee. Bumblebee. Trying to get my face. It wants to focus on my face, so I'm trying not to put my face in the camera. There we go. Anyway, then just looking over his articulation here. Some boxes hard to open to discourage stealing, since the only way to open it would be to take it apart. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he looks pretty good. Head's on that little ball joint there. Head can rotate all over the place. The head can look up that far. Can look down, not that much. Shoulders do that rotating thing like they do on that other figure. I also know that this guy's a heavy retool of that one of the Cybertron Bumblebee Cybertron Cliff Jumper mold. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, nothing in the wrist. limited waist swivel. Hips can kick forward actually pretty far. Hips can kick back a little bit. Nice bend at the knees, just a tiny bit over 90 degrees. Very nice. And then his ankles can move up and down. They're on a ball joint for a swivel, and then they have a little thing right there so they can pivot. Very nice. My only real complaint is that some of these panels in his leg don't really want to stay plugged in. It's kind of irritating, honestly. That's interesting. I didn't know that this guy's heels were made out of a spare tire and a gas can. That's interesting. There's that Sector 7 logo on the hood piece on the back. Without having to transform this guy, let me try to show that off on camera. Is it focusing? Can't tell if it's focusing. Well, you get the idea. He has that Nest logo on the back with the Autobot logo. It looks pretty nice. Yes, I have seen the Kenobi show. I am caught up on that. And I'm all caught up with Star Wars Celebration and all the upcoming shows and movies that they've got coming for Star Wars. I'm all caught up with all that. Nice bright blue eyes on Bumblebee, too. It kind of looks like that they meant for this guy to have a face-changing gimmick, because he has this seam mark in his face that makes it look like he was meant to have a removable face. But I guess they glued it in and were like, oh, we can't include a removable face plate for some reason. But it would have been a nice little feature. And then obviously this little gun transforms out of his arm on his right hand. There you go. There you go. There's his little gun arm. Pew, pew, pew. And then just scaling him here with the Sam Witwicky human figure. Here's the Bumblebee, and then here's the little Sam Witwicky figurine, just to kind of show you how... I think this is a pretty good size. Yeah, I'll just throw this guy on my Studio Series movie shelf back there. I have a section of the movie shelf specifically just for little figurines, like the Scorponok and the mini Ravage and like the mini that Igor figure, like, just some of the little guys. The only one that's not down there is the little paraglider guy that came with Shockwave. I have that actually hanging up on the shelf, so it looks like he's floating in the air. But yeah, pretty nice little Bumblebee here, I do have to say. Yeah, this is my first time handling this mold, so I've never handled this off-road bee before. And I have to say, very nice little figure. I just feel like he's a little bit too fiddly in the legs, specifically in this one. Just a little too fiddly. Wish that everything could just snap in just a little bit better. But I do like the gunmetal gray colors. It actually works pretty well for Bumblebee. The transparent green, the nice bits of silver to really pick out some of those highlighted details. Very nice little figure here for Bumblebee. I like him a lot. Pretty good. Some more storage for the wings. Give me a second. Put Bumblebee down. Legacy kickback. Here is Legacy Kickback. Again, The wings make this guy look a lot bigger than he actually is. They make him look and feel a lot bigger than he actually is, which is not really nice to find in this figure. Seems to have just been a result of molding rather than the intentional figure that got removed. Oh, I see what you mean. The seam mark on the Bumblebee figure, the seam line around his head. Yeah, here's the kickback. What was it that you wanted to show off about kickback? Yeah, he's got like a little hair on him. That's disgusting. Yeah, this guy's... I feel like a lot of people gave too much hate to Kickback. I feel like a lot of people didn't really... A lot of people weren't really a big fan of this guy when he got revealed, even though I was like, how could you not like this guy? He looks great. He looks amazing. Little Kickback here looks so awesome. Yeah, there is Insecticon Kickback. Very nice little figure here. Like him very much. If he will focus, I hate how this camera refuses to focus the figures. Whenever I'm trying to show something off on camera, it refuses to focus. There we go. It really wants to focus me in the background. I'm like, stop focusing on that. Focus on the subject I am trying to show off on the video. Jeez. But yeah, very nice little figure here. Do like Kickback pretty much. Yeah, he's got the storage in his wings for those orange blades when he's not using them. And then you can also like just move them around all over the place on the wings, which is really nice. I like how you can just move them all over the place. You even could try putting them on his shoulders like this, those orange blades. Put them on his shoulders like this, and you can make it look like he has these big shoulder cannons. I don't have the orange blades on me; they're back over there. I have some of my Unicronian Transformers holding them, like Scourge, Galvatron, and Cyclonus, because they look like shards of Dark Energon, and so I just gave them to them to hold on to. And they look kind of out of place on Kickback, so that's why I also gave them to them instead of having Kickback hold them, because I feel like Kickback looks better without him. He doesn't really need those big old swords getting in his way when he's just got his nice little Tommy gun. Yeah, very nice little figure. Do like him quite a bit. I've always liked this color scheme, the yellow, black, and purple with the silver. I've always liked this color scheme combination with the highlights of red. Very nice little color combination right here for this figure. So, for my next review, I wanted to hear an opinion on what you think. If you think this is a good idea for a figure to review next. So, I could technically review this guy next. The Off-Road Bumblebee. I could technically do this guy. Or I could also review the... I was thinking about doing a review on the Studio Series 86 Scourge, and I can do a double review between Scourge and the Sweep. So instead of doing individual reviews and just repeating everything I said in both videos, I can do a double review where I review both of these guys in the same video, but obviously I'm just covering the one figure. It's just talking about how there's the figures in two separate colors. So like What do you think? What do you think? Should I review these guys for my next review? This particular figure for my next review, the Scourge Sweep mold. I especially was thinking I should get a review out on the sweep because there's a lot of because there are so many of these sweeps that have completely invaded stores that it's like you can literally, there's like no other figures you can buy other than the sweep in the Voyager class size. And so I'm like, I should do a review so that those who are on the fence about getting sweep kind of know what they're getting into. And also, I'm really happy how the Megatron video came out, the Revenge of the Fallen Battle Damage Megatron. I was worried that no one was going to watch it because it was because it's an older figure, and I was worried that people were not going to watch it because it's older. But no, people actually had a good idea, had a good response to it. Combine the purple wings. You can just stick them in the back of the to actually give him an insect abdomen. Wait, let me read that again. If you combine the purple wings, you can just stick them on the back of Kickback to actually give him an insect abdomen. Oh, I know what you mean. You mean when he's in bug mode, you transform him into the bug mode, and then you stick him back here, and it gives him an actual, abdomen on his, an actual bug abdomen, like when he's in insect form. I saw someone on Instagram post about, I thought I saw someone on Instagram do something that looked like that. Yeah, and I know what you're talking about. Okay, he was kind of falling over there. But yeah, how does that sound? I could either do the Bumblebee or the sweeps. Not a lot of people reviewed that Bumblebee figure, so it might be better idea. Yeah, probably. But what do you think of the sweeps? Should I still do the Scourge and Sweep video? I'll definitely review this guy next, just because, this guy's not out for very long, and again, he's based on an older mold. He's based on an older figure, just colored different. So I don't really think there's going to be any issues in getting views on the video. I'm just concerned about what I should do next. But yeah, I'm just wondering, should I still do the sweep video? I'll definitely review this guy next. I just want to know, does the sweep video still seem like a good idea to try out? Because I've been wanting to review the Scourge mold because I really do like it. I just haven't had the opportunity to review it because, well, one, it's an older mold, and I keep having to push back a lot of older videos for newer stuff. Like for Perceptor and for like a bunch of these newer figures. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to show off while I'm here. I found something awesome at GameStop. At GameStop, they had the Transformers Siege Reconnaissance Pack, the Refractor Reconnaissance Team. That toy accurate colors of the original toy for Refractor. I found this at freaking GameStop. I really like the set. I like this set of figures. I'll definitely review them at some point. Just do them as one big video. And I tried to make a combined ship form for them. This is what I came up with. Looks pretty good. I'd say so. But yeah, found those guys. It was just a crazy find. I was just like, this 3-pack's like old. Like it shouldn't be in GameStop right now. So I'm wondering why they got it. But you can still buy it on Hasbro Pulse, I think. Yeah, I just thought that was crazy. I was like, what the heck? At GameStop? Anyway, that is going to be about it for this live stream unboxing. I hope my brightness adjusting and my focusing of the camera weren't too big of an issue for this video, for this live stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Thank you, Firewall and Arnav and everyone for joining, and Jaws Prime Shark Reviews, whatever, for joining on the live stream. Thank you all for watching. This has been Briximus Prime. I'll catch you guys next time, and I'll have another review coming up pretty soon.